Like, I'm the only person that understands that.
Anyway, what were you saying, Greasy?
No! Why, like...
Corn?
Yeah, I heard you say corn. What did you say?
It wasn't about corn.
Yeah.
What the hell did he think about?
Right there? I'll go check. You hear that?
Yeah, it's somebody's alarm going off.
Right as our power goes out?
Yeah, if everybody's electric got cut, then somebody's alarm will go off.
What just happened?
Somebody's like the whole grid or something.
I don't think the whole grid.
Yeah,
Lights came back.
Not the whole grid, but I'm saying, but no.
Lights came back on though. That happened twice today. The first time was because of
Well, no,
the
first
crap.
one was for which
But twice?
I don't know why it just happened. No, that was weird. But I don't think it was
Today
just
and
us
yesterday.
because I hear more. Obviously,
Wow.
that went off too because I don't realize their alarm went off.
It happened at 12:18. That's because they got reset.
What time is it?
It's 12:20.
No.
It's 12:20 of February 22nd.
How did 18 minutes pass by in that little bit of time?
What do you mean 18 minutes?
The time went out at 12:02.
12:02. No, that's not what happened. No, that got reset.
What time was it?
It's 12:20. I just showed you.
So that means that thing stopped working at 12:02.
No, it was just 12 o'clock 2 minutes ago. But that got reset because the power went out.
Yes.
I think that's what happened.
They got reset back to 12.
I think so,
No,
yeah.
I don't usually do it.
Well, I looked over here and it said
Yeah.
12.
Oh,
Alarms. Alarms loud.
Thanks to that hotel.
Huh.
I know that sucks for you being out there because I always hate thinking about that light going out.
Yeah, it was kind of freaky a little bit.
That's when I didn't even have my phone, but I had to get her phone when I went out there.
It's not just in my head, right? Something's making that noise. Is that a shopping cart all the way out there? I think it's a shopping cart. It's probably one of the homeless guys. Okay. We don't know what the sound is, but... It is mysterious. you talking about? It is February 24th, 2019, 10:56 p.m. And this day went a lot different than it was supposed to go, than the way it was supposed to go, sorry. We were going to go look at houses. And what do you know, right outside of where we actually live right now, close to the place where we were going to go see where we could live in the future, car almost comes out of nowhere. It slams into the side of the van that we're in. You know, miraculously, we all come out. Not even scratched. This dude's car flips 2-3 times before he lands in a ditch. And he comes out of the car running around. Not bloody. But he can see everything that's going on. And he's fully cognitive. And he had his car flipped 2 or 3 times. He should have been dead. We should have been dead. Or somebody in the car should have been seriously hurt with the way that car came out of nowhere. The way it came zipping and zooming. Wild. You know what? We had 2 Bibles in the car too. One on the dashboard and one in the middle of the car. I wonder if God's amazing grace had something to do with that. You know, his tolerance and his forgiveness. And his loyalty. And his faithfulness. We're all still alive. I'm not ready to die yet. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be scared if it comes to me. I'm certainly not really ready to die, and I know my father isn't, and the kids don't need to go right now. God did this. He saved us, because he's here with us. But you want to hear the weirdest thing? The weirdest couple of things, actually? So after this whole incident happens, I jump out the car, go look at the guy. Everybody in the car is okay, make sure they're okay. I thank God that we're alive. My dad's already out looking at the car, making sure the dude's okay. He's fine. His car actually is on its right side, so he flipped a couple times, but he wasn't upside down or anything. And asked him if he's alright. He's like, I'm good, man. Quickly, it's almost like everybody just came out of nowhere. It's almost like they were, waiting just behind the corner or something, because it was an empty road when we came out there after this whole thing happened, which all happened very quickly, by the way. A couple cars came out, a couple bystanders, 2 very particular weird people who didn't really approach us or say anything to us. The family of 5 people, the one that was in the van that was just turning, that had a turn signal. They didn't say anything to us, but they went up to this guy and they're standing near him talking to him. This dude and this girl, and both Hispanic. I got pictures, and we saw them when we were walking back to the house. We saw them and where they were parked and their car too, and they were there the whole time, which is very strange. But all of a sudden, there's just traffic everywhere. There's just like cars coming all down the road when there was nothing before. It was oddly strange, very weird, if I would say so myself. And everybody was just staring, we've all been in that situation where we see car crashes and we're like, oh wow, let's see how messed up that is. I've changed since then. That's not really something that you should be oogling about. But everybody was just looking dead, not even at the car crash, too, just straight at me and my family, I guess. So these really rude, empty kind of, dead-eyed looks. I say rude because it's like, why are you staring at me? Why? But I get this everywhere I go, so it doesn't matter. They can't touch me or do anything to me, and even if they could, what does it matter? Why would I ever fear he who kills the flesh, when the one who created me is he who can destroy the spirit and the spirit of my enemies, which is a spirit, by the way. But slowly but surely, police, a lot of firefighters. There's like 2 fire trucks and a fire marshal for some reason. These people all come here and to block off the road for some reason when nobody's really hurt, and our van is like barely even, like, this the very front fender is just kind of ripped off a little bit, and one of the headlights is kind of smashed or cracked a little bit, but the van was like barely even hit. And it seemed like with the way he was driving and how fast he came out of nowhere, it seemed like the van should have been totaled and someone should have been dead. Once again, God's amazing grace. But slowly but surely, fire department, fire marshal, then police come up. Of course, they start asking what's going on. Dude is fine. He's kind of laying in his car. Ambulance comes. He denies the ambulance a couple times, actually. But he eventually gets on there. And police are asking questions and everything. And when he gets into the ambulance... no, I'm going to tell you that later, because that's one of the little weirder things. Well, one of the more weirder things than a random car crash that you don't expect. But so the police are asking us questions and everything, and I see all these firefighters and police standing around, and they're all just kind of like looking at us. They're just looking at us, standing around talking and looking at us. Not even at the guy or anything. There's people surrounding his car, looking at us. Police looking at us, fire department looking at us. And this is even before they come and really start talking to us, you know? It's very weird. Grandma shows up and we're talking to her, and she's brought the car and she's checking out the van and everything. But police don't come until don't come and talk to us until a little bit later. But I see them all gathering around and talking, and they're laughing. They're laughing, busting their asses off laughing. Like something funny just happened. And maybe it is a little funny, you know? Maybe it is a little funny. But you know what's really funny? Is when we see who's laughing on Judgment Day. I won't be. But you certainly won't be either. So they're laughing, joking around. Can't really hear what they're talking about or saying, but comes off as very mocking. Doesn't seem like a situation where anybody should really be getting a kick out of anything. Everybody starts to pack up and, well, not pack up and leave, but things start to clear out a little bit more. When the police start talking, slowly but surely, seems like everybody starts to leave at a certain point. It's like everybody came out of nowhere. Traffic was just crazy for like 40 minutes, and then everybody's gone. But police start asking questions. I forgot my ID, so when they're asking everybody's names and where they were in the car, I tell the sheriff, she was a female police officer, I tell her that my name's Kane, and she goes, Kenny, when Kane doesn't even sound anything like Kenny, so I don't know where she gets that from. Kenny, and then she started asking me all these questions. And then pretty much everything goes the way it is. You know, I start praying. I just started doing a lot of praying, so nothing bad happens, so my dad doesn't end up going to jail getting blamed for something that he didn't do. So I started just praying to myself, and I'll tell you something weird I see. When they're pulling this dude, who was the guy in the car, who seemed generally okay, where they were putting in the ambulance, when he was going in there, I saw what looked like smoke shooting out of the ambulance door when they were like putting him in there. It was just the weirdest thing when he was on the stretcher. It's very odd. I'm not really sure what I saw. Not sure if somebody was smoking a cigarette inside the ambulance. Don't know if you're allowed to do that. I would assume not. I don't know if somebody had a vape. It was just very odd. My eyes playing tricks on me, I don't know. But everybody seemed to be having a good time, too. Almost the whole thing seemed like it was kind of set up or something. Definitely know the enemy's after us. That's for sure. I know what's going on. 224. 224. After all the police pretty much leave and we get off scotch-free. We didn't even know we didn't really even do anything. The guy gets out of there, they tow away his car, and we walk back home. As everything is finished up with gets finished up with the van and everything. And when we're walking back, like I said, we saw the two people that were standing around the whole time who didn't leave until like the very end. It was this boy and this girl, and they were also making out for some reason at one point. Don't really know what that was about. It's not really the area you're gonna make out. There's like kids, and it's like a car. Well, just go do that. Don't you have a house or something? Why are you doing that here? But they we saw them when we were walking back. Apparently they live in the same neighborhood. Go ask them like why. Since they were witnesses, they saw what happened. Go ask them what they saw. But something tells me that they're probably going to be a little bit biased and maybe a little bit weird about it, considering how they didn't say anything to anybody that was in, the huge van that got hit out of nowhere. I get that guy flipped and everything, but he was good too, which is weird. They're very standoffish, just staring at us. Weird. Very, very weird. And we were walking back, we also saw like two like twins. I know this is unrelated, it has nothing to do with that, but just two twin little girls, and they were saying Marco Polo. I don't know, dude. Every day of my life is the Twilight Zone. But it does not matter, because God is on my side. Evidenced how he saved my life today, when clearly the devil wants me dead, or at least on his side, or at least to die in sin. Something that fulfills his plan, but God does not want that. He does not want that. And you know what they said at church today? When we went to church, they were praying for us specifically. We had to stand up amongst many. And they prayed for the demonic activity. I quote the pastor. He talked about demonic activity that may be happening in any of our lives, and that's certainly happening in our lives. I feel like he was talking directly to me. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. Just crazy stuff. Oh, and he said that 3 doves had been like beheaded with candles and stuff around in front of the church. Man, the devil is desperate. Very desperate. But it's only because he's scrambling. And he knows he's going to lose. So he wants to try to have as much fun as possible. It's a real shame. For him. Oh, they saw us. You know they saw us. Our friends are here. But they never stick around for too long. Oh, how I wish they would. Why do you gotta go so soon? Guys. Cowards. They can do that. They can do their little drive-by, their little flybys, but they won't ever come the distance. By God's grace.